I chose this road, this path, my path. People ask, where are you going? Do you know what you're going to do? There are so many different directions I could take. Now I'm supposed to choose one? I am confident. I am curious. I am ready to figure out who I am. I'm on a mysterious journey into the unknown for the first time in my life. I will explore all of its twists and turns, its side trips, its surprises. Because this road leads to me. I am ready.
Juanita, coffee's ready. Juniata, coffee's up. Medium coffee for Juniata.
It is Juniata. Juniata.
Juanita, coffee for Juanita.
Juniata. Juniata.
How can a college become a part of you? It's just school, right? Yet in this quiet, powerful place, it's different. It's like you feel it in your gut. The sense of the possible. Every day, I feel my purpose. My friendships here. This energy. It's all of us working together to change this beautiful mess of a world. I've learned so much already. I wonder, what's next? It gets into your being, this place. I know I will take it with me, wherever I go. This is not just school. This is Juniata.
And we're here to celebrate life. This is the torch run for life, where each of our runners had an organ transplant and handed it off to one another, symbolizing that transplantation works.
One of the reasons I came to Juniata is because they offered me assistance for the financial aid. And the first person I came in contact in the finance office was a lady named Hilda Nathan, who had been there for a long time. And I think she sort of took interest in me because we had the same last name, even though we weren't related. I happened to take an internship at the local hospital in Johnstown and spent 10 weeks there rotating through different departments. And what struck me was how medicine, in some respects, dehumanizes people. I think that sort of was a precursor to what I do today in dealing with families and people in crisis and people who need care.
Sipo Temba was Sipo's full name, which meant gift of hope, which came from South Africa. And Sipo was 22 years old. He graduated from the University City High School, and he went on to Kutztown. He played football, and he was just an overall good person. And at his funeral, it was over 350 people that attended. One of the grief councils called and asked me to come and speak, to share my story. I am able to stand before people and share my story. Oh, yes. I tell the sad part, but there is a second part. The second part is when I see recipients doing so well. I was just happy that the Gift of Life gave me a chance to talk about a little bit about Sipo. He was a good guy.
When I took the job at Gift of Life, it was just 2 people, and our job was very unique. It was really on the cutting edge of medicine, and what's happened is transplantation just exploded. It's one of the most successful operations there is, and I've been a part of that for over 30 years. And now Gift of Life is the largest organ donation and transplant program in the world.
Howard was the first soldier, and we wanted to be part of the Army. So maybe he made us feel so special that we were gonna do that. We did feel that way, and maybe that was just because he did.
I'm still involved day to day with clinical transplantation. Just this past weekend, my team and I, helping them, we did 11 transplants in 36 hours.
So the nurse over at Episcopal called in from the emergency department. This gentleman was a 67-year-old who collapsed in the street.
And sort of following that whole procedure, which can often take 24 to 30 hours time, of one person shepherding this process from consent to lab testing to medical management to the matching, to the surgery, to preservation, to transportation, to follow-up with the donor family. It's a fascinating process that literally gives me chills when I think about it.
I had the surgery at 3 o'clock in the morning. The following day when I woke up, I didn't realize how bad I had felt because I felt so much better. I believe Howard has done just a wonderful job in what he has dedicated his life doing.
What's exciting about being here at Gift of Life is the number of lives that have been saved and changed. More than 26,000 people have received organ transplants, and more than 250,000 people received tissue transplants. That's a lot of people whose lives have been changed and saved because of the gifts of other people.
Howard Nathan is a wonderful, wonderful person. He's just magnificent because he nurtures the donor families and the recipients. They can volunteer and give back. The donor families are put on pedestals like they're heroes, and their lives are changed forever also. They're given second chances. And I thank Howard Nathan many times because his staff is like pure angels because they stand in that gap between life and death.
I chose this road this path. My path. People ask, where are you going? Do you know what you're going to do? There are so many different directions I could take. Now I'm supposed to choose one? I am confident. I am curious. I am ready to figure out who I am. I'm on a mysterious journey into the unknown for the first time in my life. I will explore all of its twists and turns, its side trips, its surprises. Because this road leads to me. I am ready.
Juanita, coffee's ready. Juniata, coffee's up. Medium coffee for Juniata.
It is Juniata. Juniata.
Juanita, coffee for Juanita.
Juniata. Juniata.
How can a college become a part of you? It's just school, right? Yet in this quiet, powerful place, it's different. It's like you feel it in your gut. The sense of the possible. Every day, I feel my purpose. My friendships here. This energy. It's all of us working together to change this beautiful mess of a world. I've learned so much already. I wonder, what's next? It gets into your being, this place. I know I will take it with me, wherever I go. This is not just school. This is Juniata.
Today, you teeter on the brink of an ending. We have all gathered, your family, your professors, the staff. We have gathered here in this place and on the live stream with you before you go out and shape the world. We pause to honor you, to honor your work in incredible circumstances, your grit and integrity, your growth. We honor you as students teetering on the brink of an ending. This moment is full of a multitude of feelings, expectations, memories, full of people who love and care and support you. This moment is full. And so as we enter this time, hear these words, inspired by Ted Loder, as an invitation to truly be attuned to it all. In this occasion of last things, of shivering vulnerabilities and letting go of past gone, friends going, old self growing, letting go of children grown, needs outgrown, letting go of prejudices ingrown and illusions overgrown, letting go of swollen grudges and shrunken loves. Be present to this end of things, present to the letting go of former ways and previous selves to which we have held so tightly, to which we defend so blindly, fear losing so frantically. We teeter on the brink of endings. Some anticipated, some resisted, some painful, some inevitable, and some surprising. May the mystery of endings quiet us to awe. And in the silence, may we feel the curious blend of grief and gladness. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning. Please be seated. To members of the class of 2021, I extend a sincere congratulations. And to your parents, grandparents, relatives, and friends, a very warm welcome. To members of the platform party, trustees, alumni, faculty, and staff, I greet you and give you a welcome this morning as well. I had one message for the class of 2021. You all signed on in 2017 because you weighed the benefits of a college education and you came on board. You did not anticipate that life would put a huge rock called the pandemic in your road. I am so proud of you for overcoming that barrier and completing it. Class of 21, you did it. I greet you all and declare the formal opening of Juniata College's 143rd commencement ceremonies. Dr. Troja had a medical emergency last night and is not going to be able to be here today. I spoke with him this morning. He's going to be fine. He's just not able to be here this morning, and he sends his best to all of you. This is a hard time to not be here because this ceremony means so much to him, but we'll keep him in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you. Lauren.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning to all of you, and welcome to this most special day on this most beautiful morning. As President Troja asked you last night at Baccalaureate, I want to pause and ask you to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and picture President Troja, and know that the words I'm about to read may come from my lips, but from his heart. I personally want to thank him for his leadership through this most challenging year, his dogged commitment to all of you and all of us, and his vision for allowing us to be open this year and for allowing us to be present. Please join me in thanking Jim Troja. And so, I'm going to try and move my hands. I'm going to try and use some inflection. I'm going to channel my inner Jim Troja as best I can. So. Wow. We are here. We are really here. Take a deep breath and soak this in for a moment and take a look around. And just reflect for a moment that it was this very space just a couple of years ago that you lit a candle with your classmates that illuminated the start of your journey at Juniata. And fast forward to today and the unique experiences you have had, the determination and persistence and strength that has been required of you has been unparalleled. Students, we are truly honored and blessed to be here with you this morning. We feel as though we've had a front row seat to these past few years of your young lives, and we couldn't be more proud of how each of you have enriched this community. Like so many Juniatians before you, including Howard Nathan, this year's commencement speaker, you have arrived today because of your passion and your enthusiasm for learning and an unyielding commitment to finishing what you started. But students, you were not alone in this journey. Today's celebration is truly a collective celebration. It is recognition of a job well done by so many people, including teachers, pastors, friends, and family, and particularly all those parents out there. So students, please join me in a round of applause for your family who have made this incredible journey possible for you. And in addition to this, family and friends with us today, we owe our collective thanks and genuine appreciation to our talented and devoted faculty who have prepared all of you to be leaders in the diverse and complex world that you are about to embrace. I would like for my faculty colleagues to stand so that we can say thank you for their many contributions and deep commitment to Juniata and its students. And in the true spirit of President Troja, I'm going to go off script right now and say that this year has been a remarkable year for us all, and none more than this faculty who taught 3 modalities simultaneously, who showed up for students in every way possible, and for whom this year wouldn't be possible. So thanks again to this faculty. And so friends, as President Troja contemplated his remarks for this most unusual commencement year, his thoughts continued to circle back to an attitude of gratitude, appreciation, and just feeling awfully inspired by the work of so many people that made today, and particularly the past 16 months, not only possible, but exceptional. He has a quote in his office that reads, "Great character, like massive roots, grow deep when water is sparse and winds are strong." Our community's character, culture, and identity was tested, pushed, challenged, and sometimes questioned through the adversity we found ourselves in with COVID-19. But as we gather here this morning, in person, and on this campus we love so very much, can I just say, as Jim would say, I am so damn proud of our faculty, staff, coaches, trustees, alumni, and particularly you students, because without your trust, patience, support, and yes, compliance with what seemed to be some ridiculous protocols and procedures, we would not be here today. At the end of the day, you made it happen because you wanted to be here, and it's as simple as that. You know, yeah. You know, part of what we know about resilience is that it requires the simple act of showing up. And the Juniata community did exactly that, an attitude of gratitude and an appreciation for a job well done. Students, while you have been uncomfortably and/or awkwardly shaped by so many different and unique experiences over the past 16 months or so, our hope is that you lean into these moments of discomfort and reflect on how it may have changed you. From the global pandemic, to a generational social justice movement, to the strong polarization of political ideology, we have all been tested in unique and uncommon ways that we cannot and should not forget. Use this moment to learn more, read more, understand more. Moreover, I would encourage you to have compassion and respect and decency for those who may think differently than you do. I would hope we can all demonstrate a more generous spirit as we engage in this really hard work in a really difficult, bifurcated environment. So be that person who lifts up rather than tears down. Be that person who first seeks to understand. Choose kindness. As Maya Angelou said, be that rainbow in someone else's cloud. Graduates, you've probably heard that with knowledge comes responsibility. As you walk out this campus this afternoon and embark on what is your next journey, that responsibility should be a joyous, privileged burden. As a Juniata alumnus, you are representing all that is good about this institution. Take up that responsibility proudly and with conviction. By earning your degree today, you now technically possess a certain set of skills that will enable you to be successful. However, competence, intelligence, and this academic degree will only take you so far. It is your integrity, attitude, judgment, and strong character that will inspire the excellence I know you desire and that we all expect. Graduates, it's my deepest hope that you find the success that is yours and that you do so in a way that you and those around you will be proud. And when you do find that success, and you will, appreciate that success by saying thank you to those who made that success possible. an attitude of gratitude. And so on behalf of President Troja, I issue congratulations to the class of 2021 and our deepest thanks for your many contributions to Juniata College. Good luck and Godspeed.
It is my sincere pleasure to introduce to you the president of the class of 2021, Sullivan Sully Sturman. Sully Sturman is an avid ultimate Frisbee player and can often be found on the North Lawn managing the ultimate Frisbee team. He was the student body president in 2020. He's a member of the Sigma Gamma Epsilon, was secretary to the class of 2021, and now a senior class president. When Sully is not tearing up the Frisbee field, he is advocating for women's rights, designing art pieces for campus, or dabbling in social media design. He's also completed a short-term study abroad program in Gambia, West Africa. As a campus leader, Sully seeks input from peers that will allow him to enact changes that will improve the experience for Juniata students today and of tomorrow. It is this passion for empowering change that is leading him to continue his work out of the community upon graduating today with the Bachelor of Science in Geology. He will venture off to share the power of change and his many talents with AmeriCorps. I welcome Sully to the podium.
Hi guys. First I'd like to thank President Troja, even though he's not here today, for allowing me to come up here and say a few words. I'd also like to thank my friends and family, because without them I probably wouldn't be here today. And I'd like to thank the hard work from all of administration, my hat is coming off, for making this all possible. A lot of schools right now are not even having in-person graduation, so I think it's pretty neat that we're able to do this now. When I first got here, I don't think any of us really expected us to have our last 2 years go the way that they have, but we have done a great job of adapting to changing times and new regulations, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to do these things. And the fact that we're sitting here today means that we did an excellent job. You know, there were a couple hiccups here. JCPS is still looking for some missing bricks, so if anybody knows where they are. But besides all that, because we talked about COVID enough already, I want to talk about what a liberal arts school really is. A liberal arts school, by definition, is one that imparts general knowledge and intellectual capacities along a wide spectrum. That's a pretty vague definition. And I think it sums up what we do here in a pretty basic sentence. A liberal arts school, at least at Juniata, is a lot more than that. A liberal arts school imparts a way of life and creates new communities for everyone who graduates here. We really do create some pretty fantastic, close-knit, and wide-ranging communities here that everybody feels welcome. One of the biggest parts of this lifestyle and this education is that of becoming a global citizen. We talk about that a lot. I didn't really know what that meant until 2 years ago. Peter Rothstein asked me what that meant to me, and I really couldn't answer because I didn't know what it meant. But it means that you aren't defined by where you grew up or what country you're from, but you have empathy and work to better the lives of everyone around the world. I think that's a pretty cool thing to learn. And I'm confident that this class, from working with you and living with some of you for 4 years, that we are all able to achieve the goal of being a global citizen. We're able to push aside our petty boundaries and differences and work together to help better the world for not just ourselves and our community, but for all of the communities around the world. I don't think we've fully gotten there yet. You know, this is just an undergrad degree, but we've really gotten further along that track here than I think we would at many other similar colleges. Another big part of this education is basically forcing people to do interdisciplinary work. getting all your fission credits in, which is now ways of knowing, which I don't really know what that means, but is for making you take stuff outside of your comfort zone and understanding how all of these seemingly different majors and ideas and things really do work together, and how they all have an impact together on the world. And you can't just learn one thing and ignore all of the other parts that make the aspects of that important, and all of the things that contribute to why your degree and why what you do is important. And I think we do a very good job here. I come from a really small town in Pennsylvania. I have like 600 other people in my town. It's not that big. And before I came here, I hadn't really met many people that were different from me. Nobody from any other countries, religious groups, or anything like that. And by the design of this school, simply by the way that we operate here, it really opened my eyes. When I first came here, I didn't think I would go to a West African country for a while. And the fact that I had that opportunity and that I went there really changed the way I view the world. And I think it's changed the way all of us view the world. The opportunities we have here, the people we meet, it sticks with you. And it changes the way you see what's going on, and I think it's for the better. And we proved that we are able to not just keep our community safe, but all of the other communities safe. Because we are just one small part of a much larger community in Huntingdon. And we have done a remarkable job at not only preventing ourselves from spreading the disease, but also acknowledging when we are sick and taking ourselves responsibly out of situations that could potentially harm others. I think that's really great. But this isn't just a day for reflecting on what we did and all of that. This is a day where we should celebrate. So we should relax, drink some water, enjoy ourselves out here. And we're about to go down a bunch of different paths, but we all come back to here. We all started here in a way. So don't forget where we came from, but go out and do what you do and change the world for the better. Thank you.
I'm truly pleased to introduce to you a 17-year-old Oni Kanine. Oni traveled here with her family from Delaware to share with us her personal reflections and to present Howard Nathan as a candidate for an honorary degree. Oni Nashi.
Hello, Juniata College graduates, parents, and faculty. Thank you for the opportunity to allow me to introduce a great man and my mentor, Mr. Howard Nathan. I am honored to tell you that I'm a strong girl standing before you, and I had a liver transplant at 10 months old in 2005. The new liver allows me to live a healthy and normal life thanks to the generosity of my organ family and organ donor. I am a junior at Archmere Academy, a private Catholic high school in Claymont, Delaware. Howard Nathan often says that he remembers holding me shortly after my life was saved by my liver transplant. I was only 10 months old at the time, so I don't remember being held. But I do remember just a few years later seeing Howard holding a loudspeaker to his mouth as he called out encouraging words to me, along with thousands of others who would come together for a Gift of Life event known as the Donor Dash in Philadelphia. I was walking with my parents and I was looking up. Howard seemed a towering figure and an energetic one. I knew his motivating words were meant for me and have thought a lot about them ever since. But I did not envision being given the honor to introduce him at such a special event as today. By the time I was 8, I was participating in what is known as the United States Transplant Games with Gift of Life's Team Philadelphia, which is an athletic competition for organ donor recipients. There was Howard again at the Team Philadelphia luncheon beginning our week in Michigan. This time, he was asking the youngest and oldest transplant recipients on our team to identify themselves with an Olympic clasp of the hands. I was the youngest that year as 8 years old, and I joined hands with the oldest, who was 82. I looked up, and in that moment, I saw Howard looking down, this look of pride in his eyes that was so profound that the moment remains with me like a picture. Over the years, Howard has never been far from my life, and so I can tell you these great things about him. He's a true problem solver, the kind of person who is always looking for ways to help someone else and to build a strong community. He's funny too, but you have to make sure you pay careful attention to his jokes. But they always have important messages, and he's a force, inspiring me to become an advocate for organ donation. I'm very grateful to my donor and their family and for my second chance at life. It's primarily because of Howard's motivation that I'm here telling my story today as an organ recipient, as someone who is alive thanks to the miracle of science, another's generosity, and people like Howard and my parents who helped to forge the bridge of life. I, like so many transplant recipients whose lives have been saved by organ donation and the gift of life, have tremendous gratitude and respect for Howard and his team. I'm so privileged to honor and share his contributions with you today. Enough about me for today. Let me tell you more about this great man, Howard. Howard Nathan graduated from Juniata College in 1975 with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology and pre-medicine. In 1975, he began his career as a research specialist at the Winstar Institution, a biomedical research center on the University of Pennsylvania campus in Philadelphia. Howard joined the Delaware Valley Transplant Program, now the Gift of Life Donor Program, as a transplant coordinator in 1978 and was promoted to his current role as president and CEO in 1984. Under his leadership, Howard built the Gift of Life into the most active and successful organ procurement organization, an OPO, in the world, having coordinated nearly 53,000 life-saving organs for transplant and nearly 2 million tissue allografts for life-improving surgeries. He is the longest-serving chief executive of any OPO in the United States and has established himself as one of the world's foremost authorities on organ and tissue donation. Howard pioneered Pennsylvania's organ donor law in 1994. It was so effective, it then served as a model for the federal law. As a result, hundreds and thousands of lives have been saved and improved in the United States because of Howard's vision. Now would be a good time for me to ask you to check your driver's license. Are you one of the nearly 5 million registered organ donors in Pennsylvania, or among the more than 150 million registered organ donors in the country? As a transplant patient and recipient, I hope that your answer is yes. As one of the most influential voices in the world for organ donation and transplantation, Howard has published more than 400 scientific papers and abstracts, presented his work in 30 countries around the globe, and is regularly consulted by national and international media outlets. Howard has provided his expertise to many prestigious national and international organizations. He has served as president of the Association of Organ Procurement Organizations, Donate Life America, and the International Society for Organ Donation and Procurement, and has served on numerous other boards throughout his career. He received an appointment from the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services to serve on the National Advisory Committee on Organ Transplantation. His advocacy and contributions to the scholarship of transplantation have been recognized with numerous awards from national and international organizations. He is the recipient of many Lifetime Achievement Awards and was honored with Juniata's Alumni Achievement Award in 2017. Now, Chair Staton, I am honored to present Howard M. Nathan for the degree Doctorate of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Howard, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Juniata College and upon them by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
Wow. Thank you for this very special and wonderful honor. Thanks to President Troha and Provost Bowen, to the Juniata Board of Trustees, distinguished professors, parents, family members, and of course, proud 2021 graduates. Thank you, Oni, for your beautiful words. Could we give Oni a round of applause? I also want to say thank you to Oni's parents who are here, Fidel and Edith, to my brother Ben, and to my beloved wife Liz. Whenever I make it back here to Juniata, memories surge from when I first stepped foot on campus nearly 50 years ago and stormed the arch as a freshman. I think back to when I was a young student. I was that young kid who lived in the cloister, played club ice hockey, and sang in the Juniata concert choir. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing now. I reflect on the dreams I thought would define me. I think of what I'd like to tell this younger version of me about what he could actually do in life. I reflect on all I did not know. Today is an especially moving day for everyone here. Today I look out at all of you and think of these post-pandemic selves we're stepping into. We're here in person on one of the most important days of your lives, in person after months of Zoom and FaceTime. I don't know about you, but I watched my fair share of TV while sheltering in place. Liz and I binge-watched Schitt's Creek, Ozark, and even, I admit it, Tiger King with the rest of the world. During the holidays, I also watched it again, one of my old favorites, a 1947 film starring Jimmy Stewart called It's a Wonderful Life. 1947. Yeah, that's a really long time ago. Even I wasn't born yet. But bear with me for a moment, because It's a Wonderful Life is a genuine classic, full of lessons about seeing one's own worth, no matter how much hardship temporarily descends. There's darkness, like the darkness we've all been through, and then at last, there's light, full of second chances. I'm one of those people who finds meaning when the down-on-his-luck Stewart character, George Bailey, realizes how significant his life has been. George faced so many problems, he didn't want to live anymore. But with the assistance of a second-class angel to earn his wings, George sees the worth and impact that he's had on others. Indeed, had Stewart's character not lived at all, the world would have been a much poorer place, less goodness, less community. Can one single person really make such a difference? Do we all finally matter? Do we all have the power to make the world a better place? I lived my life saying yes, even when faced with some resounding no's. The life I live now was certainly not preordained when I was a Juniata student back in the early 70s. I arrived here a small-town kid from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. My father died suddenly from a heart attack when I was 9 years old. My grandmother a few years later, and my beloved dog Poochie shortly after that. I grew up in an 800-square-foot house that my mother worked minimum wage jobs in retail clothing to maintain for her 3 children. My mother's values became my own. Her belief that every choice you're faced with must be met with the determination to do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Juniata combined all that felt familiar about my small-town values and community with something brand new, a chance to design my own course of studies through the new program of emphasis, which began in 1971. Two of my first classes were modes of methods of inquiry and human existence. I still am trying to figure all that out. I ended up majoring in biology and with a minor in sociology, but Juniata allowed me to reap the benefits of a solid liberal arts education, enhancing my ability to think, communicate, and problem solve. I could also pursue my dream as a son of a Jewish mom, which was to grow up to be a doctor. What else? But I didn't become a doctor, it turns out. My life took me down another path. After graduation, while on a medical school waiting list, I actually returned to Johnstown and actually at night began bagging groceries again. During the day, I worked at a hospital lab. That lasted until my youthful honesty and colorful language got me fired. Yep, I got fired from my first real job. I was upset that because of lab errors, I was going to have to draw blood for a fourth time from a crying two-day-old baby. In retrospect, there were probably better ways I could have handled that. Fortunately, thanks to my senior year class here at Juniata, I knew how to use the electron microscope and got a job as a research specialist at the Wistar Institute in Philly. After 2 years, I left to go to grad school in Pittsburgh to study public health, thinking that that might help with medical school admission. Frankly, that didn't work out either. What was it going to take, I wondered, to build a life that really mattered? What could this underdog from Johnstown achieve? Looking back, it's clear to me that I found my footing, discovered my possibilities as a person by recalling the bedrock principles I learned from both my mom and here at Juniata. First, respect, compassion, and fairness, because good work begins with goodness, and always do the right thing. Second, hard work, perseverance, and resilience. We've certainly seen the importance of that in this past year. Let's face it, sometimes the thing we hope for in life don't always turn out the way we want. That's why you need to fight for what you believe in. Third, appreciation for the others in our lives, because we're not living our lives alone, and what we do matters. Today I have the good fortune of leading the Gift of Life Donor Program, and as Oni said, the largest organ donor and transplant network in the country. We've proudly coordinated more transplants than anywhere else in the nation. My transition from a young man around your age who had never even ridden a subway, let alone boarded an airplane, to someone whose work and passion have taken him to more than 30 countries began in 1978. I happened to see an ad for this unusual sounding job called Organ Transplant Coordinator. I applied, I interviewed. I even offered to work for the first 3 months for free when I saw that the transplant surgeons I interviewed with weren't really sure about me. I persevered, fought for this job that combined my passion for medicine and people. I knew it was the job. I wanted and worked to get to a yes, and I got the job. Suddenly my life was a 24/7 stream of phone calls, rapid responses, intense conversations, magnificent improvisations, and urgent coordination to design to recover organs and tissues from those whose lives had tragically ended so that others might miraculously live. A life, in other words, of second chances. It wasn't easy. I was only 24 years old and facing families who had just suffered the most shocking, devastating loss of their lives. How could I console them? What could I say? I learned from them the true meaning of compassion and courage. People who said yes to saving a stranger's life moments after losing someone who meant everything to them. Then I had to find a match for the organs without the many systems and advanced technologies we have today. The clock was always ticking. we did and still do was ever necessary to save a life. I often found myself driving down the Pennsylvania Turnpike in the middle of the night, or boarding my first ever plane ride or a helicopter to get a surgeon an organ that would save somebody's life, somebody's child, somebody's parent, somebody's husband or wife. I was on the cutting edge of medicine in the early days of transplantation, one of the biggest medical breakthroughs of our time. Frankly, this felt more exciting to me than medical school. I could impact change now. This was real. This was my calling, and I never looked back. The passion and urgency have not let up for the past 43 years. Grief and loss has always been near, but so too has been the joy of knowing that lives that might have been cut short did not. And there were many, many wonderful lives being lived because of the compassionate act, the gift of life. 11 years after I entered the field, my own sister went on the transplant waiting list for a liver. She waited 2.5 years, and by the time she got her transplant, she weighed less than 85 pounds. When she did receive the gift of a liver, her life and our family's lives were transformed in many ways. It's personal. It's always personal. It is why I wake up every day filled with that third bedrock principle, deepest appreciation. Appreciation for people like Cynthia London, who gave a selfless gift on behalf of her son, Sipo, a 22-year-old Kutztown University student destined to become a teacher, a young man whose life was cut short by gun violence. Cynthia's decision to save the lives of 6 people didn't end there. More than 20 years later, Cynthia continues to save lives through her ongoing organ donor advocacy work in the community and serves on my Gift of Life board. Appreciation for people like Oni, who you just met. I don't have to tell you how charming she is, how intelligent, and how generous. She wants to be a doctor, a pediatrician. She will, I'm profoundly certain of this, make a meaningful, lasting difference in the lives of others. None of this would have been possible without the kindness and compassion of a stranger who gave her a second chance at life. Appreciation for my tremendous team at Gift of Life, which has grown from 3 people when I joined to now 275 world-class, compassionate experts who work 24/7 to save lives. And of course, appreciation for all those who opened doors for me when others would not. Like the 5 transplant surgeons that interviewed me for that unique transplant coordinator position and finally saw in me things that I didn't even see in myself. Like Hilda Nathan, no relation to me, the very first person I met here at Juniata. Hilda was rightly famous for her compassion, for removing barriers standing in the way of students' dreams. If you've passed by Nathan Hall on campus, you've passed by part of her legacy. But to me, her legacy is deeply personal. She helped me secure a $1,000 scholarship and afford the $3,300 tuition. Yes, I said $3,300. It costs a little bit more these days to storm the arch. Hilda Nathan helped me make possible to come to Juniata. She helped put me on the path toward so many wonderful lives, a path that has led me toward you right now, celebrating this wonderful moment in your wonderful lives. Many of the people who have defined and given meaning to your life are here with you today. The friends you've made, the professors who's inspired you, the families who made it possible for you to arrive at this very proud moment. Think of your own hard work and the hard work of others on your behalf. Think of the respect you've been given and the respect you've given back. Think of all that you appreciate and all who appreciate you. Celebrate who you've become. Celebrate what you will carry forward.
Celebrate the road ahead. Confront your no's and be bold with your actions. Celebrate your own infinite possibilities. Congratulations to each one of you, the class of 2021. And as you leave here today, holding hands, hugging, ask yourself, how many lives will you change? How many genuinely wonderful lives? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nathan. Lauren Bowen, Dr. Lauren Bowen, our provost, will now present the candidates for degrees.
Will the candidates for the degrees, Master of Accounting, Master of Bioinformatics, Master of Business Administration, Master of Data Science, and Master of Organizational Leadership, please rise as you are able. Just a sec. Chair Staton, I have the honor to present 32 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the master's degree.
By the authority vested in me by the trustees of Juniata College, and upon them by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now confer upon you the degree of Master of Accounting, Master of Science and Bioinformatics, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science and Data Science, and Master of Organizational Leadership, with all the rights, privileges thereto pertaining.
Will the candidates come forward as I call your names to receive your degrees? Christopher P. Anderson. Kristen A. Behrens. Sean A. Buckhammer, in absentia. Jonathan James Booth, in absentia. Eric N. Breidenbaugh. Justin Alexander Carroll, in absentia. Sean Kavanaugh. Jason Matthew Enoch, in absentia. Janina Lee Ferry, in absentia. Coy Gregory Folk. Nathan S. Hybeck. James Ray Heminger III, in absentia. Emily Marie Hoffeditz. Matthew J. Holsabash. Emma Frances Johnson, in absentia. Alexander James Wadden Kirk. Alex Knolt. Spencer J. Corman. Elizabeth K. Linville, in absentia. Wei Ting Liu, in absentia. Lauren Renee Locke. Christopher James McLymans. Barbara A. Miller. David Andrew Paul, in absentia. Jonathan Paul Fadenhauer, in absentia. Daniel W. Roush, in absentia. Sarah Catherine Rohrer, in absentia. Melissa Ray Romanelli, in absentia. Madison Marie Troha. Bryce Anthony Walter, in absentia. Brendan Patrick Webb, in absentia. Mark William Wolf, in absentia. Please join me in congratulating these 32 new master's degree recipients. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts please rise as you are able? Chair Staton, I have the honor to present 78 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Arts.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Juniata College, and upon them by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
Will the candidates come forward as I call your names to receive your degrees? Abigail Elizabeth Altland. Jacob Bradley Amsler. Sarah Rose Barclay. Nathan William Bargo. Tia Grace Barnt. Rebecca Renee Boone. Leah Rhiannon Bragg. Shemaya Markela Butler Bonner. Charles Gilbert Cadden. Samantha Bento Carvalho. Nathaniel Charles Casper Miller. Donovan Christian Barnard Cobb. Samuel Winfield Craig, in absentia. Rachel Lee Defasse. Unica Dakwa. Leah Renee Drybulbus. Jack Robert Drummond. Lillian Alita Durbin. Abigail Catherine Inama. Lauren Ann Eiler. Edward Victor France, in absentia. Courtney R. Fry. Vidal Alexander Glassman. Caitlin Elizabeth Granger. India Lowry Elizabeth Greenberry, in absentia. Elizabeth Wen G. Green. Jacob Charles Griffin, in absentia. William Daniel Hafen. Ashley Kathleen Hales. Molly Jane Harris. Fletcher Lee Hart. Lena Rose Hathaway. Juyuan Zoe Hong, in absentia. Laurel Hu. Alexis Michelle Jones. Audrey Michelle Kohlberg. Bridget Marie Lake. Emma Marie Lane. Albie Nicholas Lear. Andy M. Lowry. Tina Marie Martinez, in absentia. Evelyn Laurel McCammon. Emily Claire McGrath. Olivia R. Mitchell. Tristan Scott Moore. Thomas Edward Mulholland. Julia Isabel Newman. Daniel James O'Malley. Jordan David Orthmore. Alyosha Miguel Perez. Tanner Dylan Perry, in absentia. Mary Adeline Pointer. Tatum Rain Poyer. Ashley Marie Purvis. Haley Ann Purvis. Yu Keen, in absentia. Lauren Sierra Reed Brown. Antonio Baltazar Reyes. Libby Christine Schreffler. Tessa Vale Chanel. Ace Olivia Simic. Fiona Taylor Skinner. Catherine Mary Madison Slade. Jules Cadman Slater. Danielle Elizabeth Solt. Julius Joseph Thomas III, in absentia. Livia Grace Toth. Eleftheria Vercados, in absentia. Isaiah Michael Wagner. Cora Shea Waite. Sierra Brooke Waite.
Congrats, Sierra.
Theodore Weinberger. Perry Julius Willig. Wilhelmina Jane Wilt. Hunter Ray Winters. Grace Woolway. Amanda Nicole Young. Kiana Leah Marissa Zellers. Will the Bachelor of Arts candidates please rise? You are now officially Juniata graduates. You may flip your tassels. Congratulations. You may be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science please rise as you are able? Chair Staton, I have the honor to present 197 candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science.
By the authority vested in me by the trustees of Juniata College and upon them by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now confer unto you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining.
Will the candidates come forward as I call your names to receive your degrees? Grace Elizabeth Alexander. Caitlin Nicole Allen. Sarah Nicole Allison, in absentia. Devin Nicole Almond. Kate Elizabeth Altman Chauffeur. Thomas McKay Antonucci. Jessica Samantha Aragon. Elke Annalise Arneson. Caroline Elizabeth Benfer. Kobe Bernhardt Horton. Hugo Besson. Andrew Jacob Bithell. Rashad Dorian Bolden. Anya Noelle Boudreau. Wyatt Mark Bromley. Delani M. Brown. Joshua D. Bricky. Cha Wang Bui. Catherine Page Bulgarelli. Grace Elizabeth Bush. Levi Nathaniel Butler. Courtney Lynn Burns in absentia. Noah Michael Carr in absentia. Lane Austin Chalmers in absentia. Wendy Chen. Elise Marie Christ. Ashley Elizabeth Clark. Tyler S. Clark. Rayanne Sierra Noel Claycomb. Sarah Jane Kaufman. Madison Paige Collier. Larry Joseph Coral in absentia. Pamela J. Cray. Bailey Grace Cribbs. Nate Michael Dacanal. Ariel Anastasia Danchenko. William Lewis Doherty Miller. Ryan L. Davis. Sarah Dietz. Rhiannon Elizabeth Denz in absentia. Tabitha Kim Dettelbach in absentia. Carson B. Dedeker. Taylor Ann Dixon.
All right.
Natalie Elizabeth Donofrio. Emily Morgan Dowler. Abigail Grace Eckert, in absentia. Carol Ann M. Edwards. Emil Niriki Eklund, in absentia. Abby Nicole Ettinger. Alessandra Nicole Fama. David Maxwell Fasano. Alexandra Yvette Fonts. Zebulon Curtis Fowler. Dema Reese Franklin. Seth Christopher Gahagan. Connor Patrick Stephen Gatens. Brendan Joseph Gardner. Connor James Garvey. Emily Mary Geist. Nicholas John Gurenser. Joshua Paul Gary, in absentia. Isabella May Gibbs. Jacob Christopher Gibson. Hunter Jameson Gill. Sophia Elise Gingrich. Marie Elizabeth Gonsar. Adam Joseph Grasky. Jacob Frederick Grove. Huang Min Ha, in absentia. Marcus Thomas Hall. Juliet Andrea Harrisine. Philip James Harney. Mizuki Hashimoto, in absentia. Michaela Leandra Hofer. Samantha Hong. Anne Elizabeth Hoover. Ava Marizal Ibarra. Catherine Elizabeth Jarvis. Kiera Linda Jeanfields. Let's split the difference on that, sorry. Swoming Jen, in absentia. Andre N. Johnson. Benjamin Jesper Josephson. Hunter Everett Cayley. Cameron Lee Keck. Sabrina Lee Kelly. Caitlin Elizabeth Kephart. Nasia Khan. Bailey Jane Kibe. Taylor Kogan Noble. Charles John Kovach. Emma Elizabeth Kramer. Noah Franklin Craig in absentia. Zachary Garrett Krug. Shu Lei in absentia. Alexander George Lee in absentia. Nora Avery Lee. Elena Marie Leidig. Jillian Michelle Leister. Larissa Claire Leonard. Grace Elizabeth Lewis. Dunwee Lee in absentia. Dalton Wayne Long in absentia. Kylie Rayanne Lucero. Abigail Marie Linsman. Michael Thomas Macalis. Isaac Phillips McClay in absentia. Marcus James Magley. Kazuki Makino. Zuria Jamila Imani McAnuff. Brian Edward McLean in absentia. Ethan Sherwood McGee in absentia. Carrie Mershon McGlowan. Camille Grace McMath. Carrick Andrew McNerlin. Isabella Mary Rose Medeiros. Isabella Marie Miller. Madison Page Miller. McKinley Jaquel Miller. Emma Jane Moreland. Carolyn H. Morningstar. Sarah Irene Maroney in absentia. Jennifer Erin Morris. Max Mueller. Morgan Marie Musselman. Nguyen Do'o Tu Uyen. Jacob Aaron Pincus Niebler. Benjamin Norton. Maxwell June Oyert. Mary Elizabeth Oster. Jacob Michael Owings. Tanvi Pandi. Tyler Jordan Paul. Margaret Eleanor Peck. Jordan Thomas Pellegrino. Aaron M. Peffer. William Thayer Phillips. Cheyenne Rose Pro. Jacob Ryan Pua. Audrey L. Quick. Michael Edward Rilbuto. Martin Schuyler Rebo. Edward Charles Ellis Rice. Anna Lee Ritchie. Ryan Joseph Rempel. Rachel M. Robeson, in absentia. Javier Luciano Rosario Heredia. Shahid Allen Ross. Grace Elizabeth Sangmeister. Cassandra Jane Sanidad. Abby Danielle Schroding. Laura Elizabeth Schumacher. Colin D. Sieg. Matthew Robert Sellers. Abigail Grace Shank, in absentia. Prayushi Sharma, in absentia. Bridget Ann Shea. Danius Lloyd Shermer. Luke David Simonian. Grace Mary Singer. Madeline Irene Single in absentia. Joshua Singleton. Meredith Pauline Singleton. Anna Lise DeGuire Sismore. Andrew Carson Sleer in absentia. Haley Parker Smith. Lily Marie Smith. Nicholas Allen Smith. Colin Ray Starr in absentia. Gracie Nicole Stoffer. Jack Evan Steinmeier. Joseph Michael Stipe. Caitlin Elizabeth Stone. Logan Scott Storty. Lily Stottlemyre in absentia. Sullivan Graham Sturman. Matthew Daniel Sunderland. Jacob A. Swank in absentia. Huntake Tababa Tafasa. Victoria Ann Taylor. Chetali Tushar Tongankar in absentia. Abhinav Vadivalu. Alessandra Avril Valdez. Megan Teresa Vanelstein. Megan Marie Vigney. Daniel John Voronov. Meadow Walshaw Wirtz. Tristan Scott White. Peyton Lika Wine. Adriana Blair Wysong. Alicia Nicole Wilson. Traymore Wilson. Julia Christine Witkowski. Nevin Jeffrey Wood. Caleb Wright. Allison Julia Yearwood. Young Shung Jo. Jinao Zhu in absentia. Will the Bachelor of Science candidates please rise? You are now officially Juniata graduates. You may flip your tassels. You may be seated. So before we close and end this morning's ceremony, there's quite a few people to thank, probably too many to mention, but a few that deserve special recognition to make this morning and this year possible. I again want to express my gratitude to President Jim Troja for his vision and his dogged determination. I want to thank the faculty. I want to thank the graduates. I want to thank Lisa Bear and Ben Latimer especially for last night's baccalaureate and for the students who participated. I want to thank everyone on the commencement committee and especially thank the staff of the registrar's office for their considerable efforts today. I want to recognize facility services for this beautiful campus. And there's one person who deserves special recognition and gratitude this year. This is Joanne Cruz's 31st commencement exercises. She has worked with hundreds of faculty and staff. She has painstakingly planned numerous events, Baccalaureate, the Faculty Trustee Dinner, Campus Fest, and of course, commencement. She has worked for 7 provosts. She has provided counsel, support, and perspective to all who have worked with her. And she's brought an irreverent sense of humor, a fierce sense of loyalty to the institution, a deep and abiding commitment to the people of Juniata. And for those of you who visit the third floor of Founders, you know she also brings a bottomless bowl of candy to each and every day. The spirit and joy that she has brought to her work is matched only by her dedication and her dependability. We should be grateful for her mentoring, her candor, her tireless efforts on behalf of all of us at Juniata and in service to the faculty, the staff, and the students. I'm not going to suggest that she could ever be replaced given her inimitable style and her indelible imprint on life at Juniata, but I do want to suggest today that we owe her our heartfelt gratitude. So please join me in thanking Joanne Cruz.
At this time, I want to ask Gabriel McDowell, class of 2021, to lead us in singing the Alma Mater. Remain standing for the benediction and remain in your seats until the trustees, faculties, and graduates have recessed.
To Juniata College dear, in praise we raise our song, the place of loyal hearts and cheer, which we have loved so long. We love the pathways to and fro, the classrooms and the halls. We'll ne'er forget though far we go, the place within her walls.
We do not simply teeter on the edge of endings. That same edge of ending is also the edge of a new beginning. And you, class of 2021, have arrived. Your next steps are into something new, into a new job, a new degree program, a new volunteer position, into being a new graduate of Juniata College. Even in this ending, you have become new. Take who you have become, who this community has shaped in you, called out in you, grown in you, and let it come alive. Let it flourish out in the world. We teeter on the brink of beginnings, some anticipated, some resisted, some painful, some inevitable, some surprising. May this beginning quiet you to awe, and then empower you to live fully, bravely, hopefully. Amen.